Salida ng Filipina, ang iyong mga ay kikislap. Salida ng Filipina, ang kaunungan ay magpapunta.
The day is here and now. It's October 5, 2020, and it is the official opening of classes for school year 2020-2021. This is La Filipina National High School Salida TV, featuring Kapehan sa Division, wherein we shall be enjoying a few minutes of discussion as we exchange views and opinions with some of the prominent figures of the Department of Education and the local government unit of Tagum City. This is Joanne Lanshola, your host for today. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you our powerhouse guests. First, we have the man whose reassuring presence and kindness always give out the impression of security among his people. The Mayor of Tagum City, the Honorable Alan L. Relion.
As represented by Councilor Alderson L. Relion.
And also, we have here today the ever-affable and jovial Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Tagum City, Dr. Josephine L. Fadul. And lastly, our third guest is the newly installed Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Melanie P. Estacio. Good morning, my dear guests. It is my honor to be with you this morning as we have this particular show and giving a glimpse to the public as to how and what it is as we embark on this journey of school year 2020-2021. And of course, Councilor Relion, we shall be hearing from you the role of the LGU as the main pillar of support for the Department of Education. So first question to the three of you. How do you see school year 2020-2021 vis-a-vis COVID-19 and the educational goals of the Department of Education? You may answer first, Doc Jo.
And I'd like to answer the question in two ways, no? Pre-COVID and the COVID time, and not exactly pre-COVID, but when the COVID crisis occurred, say in the early months, no? When the instruction was given to us by the higher offices, the central office, the regional office, and when I saw the tall order, I was asking myself, could this be done? Could this be possible? Can this be realized? But then when we started presenting, no, particular the first group of organization that I really came to are the education program supervisors, no, the chiefs, the ESDs at that time. When I presented what occurred in the level of our meeting, ESDs Melanie was still not part of our organization yet. When I presented to our top officials also in the division office the different things that we have discussed on the level of the superintendents and the regional director. And when I saw in them the positive affirmation on the plans that we were able to come up, particularly in the crafting of our learning continuity plan, and when I presented this to the local government unit, no, particularly to the mayor, and when I encountered no problem from them, and all of them are really positive in endorsing also our plan, and I say that's the time na it can be done, plus the support of the schoolers, plus the support of the teachers. And indeed, that was many months ago. And indeed, at this stage in time, I say it really can be done. No, with the coordination, the cooperation, the support of everyone, I see no reason why it cannot be done. And in fact, we have been recognized as one of the top 10 divisions who are ready to conduct opening of classes August 24, no? So with the extension of more than a month, which is October 5, no, all the more that we become ready.
It's great to hear, Doc, no? And especially coming from the perspective of the schools division superintendent, it gives us a sense of reassurance that indeed the division of Tagum City is ready for October 5. And that's a month extension from August 24. All the more ready, as you have said. Now, that's from the Department of Education. Although you have ASDSML, maybe you can add some to what Doc Jo had said.
School year 2020-2021 will really be a challenging school year for all of us. Challenging, yet it is there will be a lot of learning and there will be a lot of realizations. And because we have to do a lot of adjustments. But with with the learning continuity plan in place in the division, with the different strategies that we are doing in the division, plus the support of our LGU, our internal and external stakeholders, coupled with the positive attitude of our teachers, school heads, and the very good disposition, the innovativeness. So I am confident that the quality education will be delivered to our school children equitably. So I know this will become a very successful one in spite of the pandemic.
That's
Thank
very
you.
great to hear, ASDSML, no? And I'm quite sure that we are on the right track. So in the perspective of the LGU cons, being the chairman of the education committee, how do you see it? How do you see school year 2020-2021 as the LGU being the main pillar of support for DepEd?
Okay, thank you. First of all, good day to every one of us. And a happy Teachers Month because today is the culmination of it. First of all, as the representative of the local chief executive of Tagum City, I would just like to reiterate the agenda of Mayor Alan Relion in his vision for Tagum City, because what we have accomplished here is not just the focusing on one sector, but it is a holistic approach in terms of his governance. So I would just like everyone who is listening today, who is watching today, to understand the vision of Mayor Alan Relion, which is to solidify Tagum as a city of people. So it puts emphasis on the different sectoral groups, on the different institutions, as one whole body, which is Tagum City. So sa need natin ngayon to adjust, because this is one of the most important events, not just locally but nationally, which is the opening of classes on the public schools. And so on our part, we provide the policies, of course, because of the new normal that is to be implemented. Our role, of course, is just to support financially, logistically, manpower, sa needs ng DepEd. Just to recall, a few months back, after sa realignment sa national and even sa local, to address the sudden sprout of the pandemic here in our country and here in Tagum City, we see to it that the coordination between all of the agencies, not just being the LGU, being the lead one in making decisions for everyone who is situated in Tagum City, but we recognize the importance of the technical expertise per institution. So we are talking about DepEd right now. Who do we trust more when it comes to the education of our youth? So of course, the DepEd. We trust them because they have already shown, not just the people of Tagum City, but nationwide, that our division here is a force to be reckoned with in terms of innovation, creativity, wit, intelligence, knowledge, and all that aspects. So come the preparation for the LSB, for the local school board, for the budget plan for the opening of classes, of course, we have already approved an annual budget, but due to the realignment, we have to adjust. So we really waited for the Division of DepEd to come up with what they need. And during the course of the meetings, we would just listen because, of course, the division is the experts of this sector. So when the team of Doc Josephine proposed to us what they needed in terms of preparation for the opening of classes, of course we gave it a nod. And on other parts, we even enhanced some of the proposals. So that is what we are proud of as the role of the LGU of Tagum as a support system to the DepEd, because we would not want to shine in the glory. Ang gusto namo is saktong public service na maserbisyuhan ang katawhan sa Tagum kung unsa gyoy due to them. So just to put emphasis on it, sa perspective namo, we expect that our division would do its best sa pag-deliver gihapon sa ato ang learning sa ato ang youth. And kami sa LGU, we will just be there to support 100% as what we had witnessed sa administration ni Mayor Alan Rillion.
Yes, that's very enlightening to hear, no, Councilor Alder, because in the few opportunities that I have talked with Ma'am Fadul, there had been many instances that she magnified the role of the LGU in the many support areas that made October 5 today possible, no? And I can vividly remember saying Doc Fadul that she is nakasandal sa pader, no? So maybe this is an opportunity, Doc, for you to express whatever you want for the LGU, because we will not be here without them, no? That's a taken fact already.
Yeah, actually, I would like to grab this opportunity, Councilor Rillion. I would like you to express and convey our gratitude, heartfelt gratitude. The entire DepEd family of Tagum City would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the officials of Tagum City and for all the support that you have been giving to our children mula pa noon hanggang ngayon, much more during COVID time when there's no hesitation at all in giving full support for everything that we ask for, not only in the form of the special education fund, but I would like to mention also that even the government employees of the city hall, went out of their way, the donations of reams of band papers, when we really explicitly mentioned to them, this is what we are needing right now, even up to the extent of giving us ink and printing equipment, the USB, and even the putting up of P2P towers in places in schools where there are really no signal, dead spots ang tawag natin, Joanna. And we are not only mentioning about the assistance we receive from the city government, but as well as the community people. This is an instance where I say it really takes the entire village to educate one child. And I believe that it is just a matter of explaining well to the parents, because come to think of it also, Joanne, we are the first division to organize meeting with the PTA, and it was there and then that the parents really blatantly asked me questions and no holds bar, if really this could be possible.
That's
blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And when they see in me the sincerity that it can be done, just help us, little by little they understand. So if we are already receiving the outpouring assistance coming from anywhere, without asking us from them, voluntarily they give, is because we were able to explain to them fully, with all the sincerity that we need help, that we can master from everyone.
Yes, that's great to hear, Doc. And as far as Doc Mel here is concerned, she's barely 2 weeks, in her from her installation as Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. It's good that Councilor Alder here and Doc Fadul is here. I would just like to know if do you have certain expectations as to the goings on in DepEd, no?
Okay.
Because new as you are, and here is the relationship of the superintendent
Correct.
and the LGU. It's very reassuring, no? Maybe you
Yes.
can give your piece about that.
Yeah, you mentioned I'm basically new to Tagum City, but what I have seen for 2 weeks is very impressive. I can see the synergy of both agencies. I can see that the local government is well informed of what's happening in DepEd, and they are giving more than what we propose to them.
Exactly,
So
yes.
that's very, very impressive. All the the locality, the citizens here are well informed, and the magnitude of the support of LGU is, very overwhelming.
Yes,
And I feel so lucky and blessed to be here, to be
that's
assigned
good to
here.
hear. Thank you,
Thank you,
Doc
thank
Mel.
you.
So as we talk about relationships, no, synergy you mentioned, that's in my point of view as an ordinary teacher, na dito lang talaga ako sa school, no? But I feel reassured that the leaders up there are doing their job, no? For as far as you are concerned, Alder, no, that you are the chairman of the education committee. You have the power to pass ordinances and laws for education, and exactly what Doc Fadul had said, nakasandal talaga kami sa PADEP, no? So, do you still have plans, no, in the future? Or you have programs in place to support the DepEd, which maybe in the making pa, no? Can you share it to us, maybe?
Actually, before COVID, I already passed numerous legislations, but it was towards motivating our students to be better professionals in the future. For example, I've crafted an ordinance granting incentives pag nakatap ng board exams,
okay.
even the bar.
That's good.
And I am currently amending the present City Educational Scholarship Program of Mayor Alan Relion to expand it, to enhance it more, to add graduate studies na. For yung dalawang graduate studies na importante lang, law and medicine. So we've jacked up already the appropriation, and it is on the committee level now. And as for estimation, I think it will be passed this October to be implemented the next school year, 2021 to 2022, with 3 million appropriation, and included na ang law and medicine.
That's music to the ears.
That's not just limited to 3 million, because we can supplement that if the local chief executive permits it. So that is one of our directions now. I just can't remember my other legislation. Basta I have more than a few na related to the education sector. But as for my role, I always keep a close coordination, of course, with the PESO department, because one division of that is I closely coordinate with the DepEd and other educational institutions. And of course, more importantly, I tried my best, and I am still trying my best, to build a fruitful relationship with the DepEd itself.
Yes. And to think, your committee is not a joke, because most of the population of Tagum City is belonging to the school age, no? Most probably, mas madami talaga yung basic education. And with the ordinances and the laws that you are able to pass and will soon pass, would benefit this particular part of the population. Now, so considering that, in the Department of Education, we value healthy relationships. So it is very reassuring that the LGU and the Department of Education is sustaining that very good relationship. So because it counts, no? It really counts that when the LGU and the Department of Education is working hand in hand, no, without issues or whatever. So it really helps the population itself, no? So that's good to hear. Those are very rich answers for the first question that we are having. But Since we have limited amount of time, maybe we can proceed to my next question. I just would like to ask you to give your pieces of advice to our school heads, to our teachers, parents, and students, because these are unprecedented times, no? Hindi pa talaga nangyari that we are holding classes in the midst of a pandemic, no? Ang nakilala lang natin noon, epidemic, no? Pero ngayon, it's a pandemic. It's a global problem. And yun nga na postpone yung opening of classes, but now it's here. It's October 5 and wala na talagang atrasan ito. So in your perspective as maybe as a counselor, as a parent, as a teacher, what advice can you give to school heads, teachers, parents, and students? You may go first, counselor.
Okay, thank you. Actually, it's mind-blowing for me as a new legislator, a first-termer politician and a public servant, because I am still at the age of 26
Very
and
young.
representing Mayor Alan De Leon in this podcast of ours. And sa dami na ng learnings ko, I think I can sufficiently give a bit of an advice of encouragement naman.
Yes.
First of all, pandemics are not new to our world. It has been going on since time immemorial. And as resilient as we are as Homo sapiens with incredible intelligence and innovation, we survived through it all. Wala ta na extinct.
Yes.
This is just another start, a jolt to the current generation. And we just have to overcome the first hurdle. It is full of trial and errors, but calculated. We can adjust immediately because of our present technology. So dili ta mag-uol.
Yes.
Just to reassure the DepEd community, kaning policies na in place nato since pag ECQ, this is for the preparation of the new normal, wherein movement of the people are free flowing na despite the presence of the virus, because that is not a problem that can be cancelled out with just one blow. It is a step-by-step process with science, medicine, and human cooperation. So sa atin ngayon, let's just follow the guidelines from the national going to the local. Sa mga teachers nato, kabalo ko, kapoy naman jud kaayo because burden of adjustment, kinahanglan ta mo innovate, maging creative para sa itong ginabuhat karon. Padayon lang ta because this is all for public service. Not just saying motherhood statements, but this is our calling. This should be our calling to help each other, the citizens of our nation, the Tagumeños, into a brighter future. Maski pag naapan eh. Let us bring our best. Kung kapuyon ta, rest. And then, wake up in the morning, fight our way to get out of bed, and work our asses off.
Yes, that's very nice to hear, no, Councilor Alder. No, so thank you very much for that very bright advice, Councilor. Doc Fadul, it's your turn to give your advice to our school heads, our teachers, parents, and students.
Okay, talking of advice, while earlier I have been mentioning that we ought to congratulate each one of us for a job very well done, no, in terms of preparing for our delivery of instruction for the different modalities of learning for the opening of the classes today. I still say that so much still needs to be done, and so therefore we need not to be complacent and rest on our laurel, no, that thinking that we have been recognized in the national level, we have been recognized by the community, that we are fully prepared. Because again, take note that teachers and parents, what we have just been prepared is only for the first quarter, and take note that in an academic year there are 4 quarters, and also we still have to prepare right now while we are still in the first quarter for the upcoming 3 quarters. And also the other thing that I'd like to give as a piece of advice to our teachers is take good care of your health, because again, we cannot be complacent again, because we are not invincible. While we are happy to note that there is no teacher or student that has been affected with COVID, no, in the course of time, but we can never know what would happen next. And so therefore, take good care of your health. Bawal magkasakit, because more than any time, this is the highest time that we need you, no? So take good care of your health, and not only your health but also of the family, no? Take good care also of the health of your children by following the protocols of the COVID that we have been reminding you every now and then. And to the parents, and I say, we have seen, no, how you have been helping DepEd very intently and very faithfully, but I have been saying that so much still needs to be done to our children, to the different learning modalities that you have chosen, and so therefore please continue helping us because we need you. We cannot do this alone in DepEd. Without you helping us, we really cannot go far. To the LGU officials, I say thank you so much, sir, for what you have been doing to DepEd mula noon hanggang ngayon, but please continue also supporting us because as I said earlier, we cannot do this alone. We cannot achieve everything that we plan to achieve if you are not going to be there to assist us. You are serving as the wind beneath the wings of the schools of the division, just like the symbolic kite that we have raised last week. It can never rise so far if there is no strong wind supporting the kite. And you have been asking also earlier, Joanne, about what do I propose as programs and projects in DepEd in this particular time of COVID? To my mind, Juan, tama na, sobra na ang ginagawa natin. I know that all teachers and school heads and officials have already been very tired and exhausted doing all the plans and implementing all the plans and the things that we envision for our school children. Paigtingin muna natin yan siya, strengthen muna natin siya, pahinugin muna natin siya before we embark on new thing. No, this is already a new thing. Pagdagdagan pa natin yan ng bago, I know dadating na tayo sa punto the teachers will really be exhausted and who knows, again, the things that have been posted on the Facebook by the teachers na enough. We have more than enough. Wala nang dapat i-prove ang mga teachers because they have already proven their best, no? I do not want to go to the point na we will be pushing our teachers to their limit, to the point na we cannot extract any more good thing from them. So yun lang muna for the time being.
Yes, that's very heartwarming to hear, no, Doc Fadul. Every time I hear you speak to the teachers, there is always you always catch me in awe, no? Because what reverberates to my ear is your motherly concern. No, thank you very much. Being an ordinary teacher as I am, I really feel the concern that you have for us, no? And it's very heartwarming. No, on the side of Doc Mel.
Okay, finally, it's opening of classes. And for our school head, thank you very much for your passion, for your commitment, for your dedication. Continue to be the pillar of your schools. You know, your teachers are looking up to you for support, for encouragement, for motivation. So I thank you for giving all this to them. May I also request you to make sure that all the programs in our learning continuity plan are in place and easily be followed and implemented in our school for, of course, for our external and internal stakeholders. For our teachers, eto sila talagang modern heroes, no? Maraming salamat. Hindi po tayo naging prepared ng ganito kung hindi sa inyo. I know how much effort and time you have invested to make this possible today na mag-open tayo ng klase. So lahat ng modules na distribute na natin is because of your effort, of your mga walang tulugan na binigay ninyo para sa ating mga kabataan. So pwede pa akong makisuyo sa inyo. Be the fountain of love and care for all our children. They need your understanding as we begin our class today. Kailangan nila kayo. And give them extra patience. Ano? Talagang pinakikiusapan ko kayo. And for our parents, thank you for your support. Thank you for your understanding also for taking good care of your children and making it possible na ang learning nila ngayon magiging sa bahay na. So they need your support also, they need your assistance. Be extra patient also to them. And lastly, to our learners, please be extra diligent. ang mga teachers ninyo nag-prepare ng magagandang modules, ng magagandang materials para sa inyo na magiging possible ang learning ninyo maski na sa bahay kayo. So I hope yung mga activities na ibibigay nila sa inyo, i-answer ninyo at isasubmit ninyo sa school. Lastly, I'll go back to the teacher and principals, all members, the family of DepEd. Let's continue to take care of each other. Kailangan talaga natin mag-coexist so that we can successfully and we triumphantly overcome this pandemic. So maraming salamat po sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much for that, Doc Mel. Now, although admittedly, this time of pandemic, it's quite what I have mentioned earlier, a trial and error, for all of us in DepEd and in the government, the perspective of the government. So, let's just hope and pray that everything will come into place and God will guide us, that everything will just be okay. No, so I wish that we still have more time, but I guess we are in the time where I will be asking you for your parting words, no, so that we can wrap this up and go to our respective stations, because it's a long day ahead for us for today. Let's start with Councilor Alder.
Thank you. I would just like to say, we are here. We are here now. Niabot na kita sa panahon na ito ang ginahulat. As we can recall a few months ago, our mindset was always, let us prepare for what is going to happen. Let us cross the bridge when we get there. We are at the bridge na. So, let us fasten our seatbelts for the ride. And rest assured sa mga katauhan nato sa syudad sa Tagum, I can attest personally for myself that this administration, Mayor Alan De Leon's passion for public service to serving and protecting the people of Tagum is second to none. Love kaayuta sa atong mayor, sa atong mga officials, and that love, we would like to show it to everyone, to spread it across everyone para magtinakdanay ta. Let us care for each other in these trying times. So hangyo na po nako sa tanang katawhan nato, not just with our event today, that trust us. Trust the government, trust the officials, trust the national agencies, because here in Tagum, we just want what's best for our people. So maulang to, maayong adlaw sa tuwang tanan, and tagumpay pa rin.
Yes, Tagum, tagumpay. Thank you so much, Councilor Alder. We have the parting words now of Doc Fadul.
It has been said that we do not have the choice of the kind of card that has been dealt with us with life, but we can control the kind of hands that play these cards. No, so again, to all our stakeholders, parents, school heads, teachers, the community people, the government officials, the LGU officials, the learners, no, in particular, we may not have the choice. We have been given this kind of situation. We are not prepared. But again, what we can control, what we can prepare for is how we react to the situation. No? So the teachers as well, I know that you have already been taxed, no, with so much functions and assignments, but we can choose also how we react over the situation. I believe I have already given you more than enough tips on how to lead a life that is stress-free. No? So follow those, and actually our numbers naman are open, no? So public thing, so you can just text, you can chat, and in whatever form we can give to you, whatever help that we can give to you, piece of advice, we will willingly do so. The second thing that I'd like to say is, it is said that the dawn is the darkest portion of the night, and it is also the portion of the night wherein daybreak is about to happen, ano? So taking this into the context of COVID-19 crisis that we are facing right now, we may be in a dark hour, no, faced with challenges, suffering, sacrifices, but trust, no, continue praying and continue trusting, continue hoping that all this will soon pass, no. walang hindi pagod na sa atin, but then we cannot afford to show this particularly to our learners. We have to show to them that kayang-kaya natin, laban lang tayo, because the moment that we show and drop our defenses and we also show that we have been dismayed and disappointed and we lacked already the hope, this will also go down to our learners, no? So we cannot afford, we have gone a long way, all the resources, all the sacrifices. This is not the point to say no. This is not the point to say I give up. Laban lang, because again, we assure you with Councilor Rillion, the brother of Mayor Rillion, no? Nakasandal tayo sa Father, isang sabi lang natin sa kanila, all we have to say is say the word, no? All we have to do is say the word, and sila ang bahalang humanap ng paraan para ma-materialize everything that we need, no? Kasi naman tayo indebted, we only can plan, we can only think, but what is giving flesh and blood to our plans, this is the LGU. Kaya sabi ko, further advice, awayin na ang asawa, ang binan, no? Your mother-in-law, your in-laws, your husband. But wag awayin si Kapitan, si Mayor, si Councilors, katapusan natin yang lahat, no? So befriend everyone, because we never know when we are going to need them again. As I said, first quarter pala ang natapos natin. We still have 3 quarters more, no? So be good to everyone. So, and I say also, may the force be upon us all comes this today, no? The opening of our classes today. So, hindi pa naman natapos ang day. So, I hope that everyone will be still in one piece and intact when the day ends. Now, so good luck everyone, and really thank you so much.
That's very inspiring to hear coming from our leader, no? So, Doc Mel, your turn.
Okay, so this time of pandemic, this is, beyond our control. The only thing that we can control is how are we going to react to the situation. So I wish everyone has a very good disposition, has a very good responses, always good character in responding to any situation. So let's continue to take good care of each other. Thank you. Let's continue to coexist. And at this note, I would like to thank the LGU. Thank you very much for providing us your assistance, your support na pwede naming masandalan anytime. So we are really blessed to have you, to your support for the department. So sa lahat sa atin, pwede nating sabihin ngayon pa lang sa opening ng classes na talagang tagumpay.
Yes.
Joanne, I'd like to say one parting words to parents, no? To all the parents out there, now that you have experienced how is it to become teachers to your own students, I hope when the right time comes, you will be more kind and gentle to all the teachers, to all our teachers, because hindi ganyan kadali ang maging guro, no? Now that you have personally experienced, yesterday, Joanne, natuwa ako, natawa na one parent told me na her child, answered the entire module for just an hour or for just a day, no? She was apologetic, no? So that is how I am, what I am telling to the parents na again, be kind to us, be kind to all the teachers, because you never know what kind of sacrifices that we have been undergoing since the last part of March up to today.
Yes. So, speaking of answering the module in an hour, I just would like to comment on that, Doc, no? No matter how thick or how thin the module is, it's flesh and blood of the teacher. So, I think that's the duty of the parents to give justice to it. Because if we are just going to let the child do whatever he pleases, then well, I don't know where we are heading to, but then again, there is the presence of the parents, and we are very lucky that we really have parents who put effort, no, put time and treasure in order to guide their children, now called their students, no, because they are already in our shoes, they are already teachers, no. So, thank you very much, Councilor Alder, Doc Jo Fadul, Doc Mel Estacio. It has been an honor for me to speak to you this morning. No, this is not this our conversation now is very rich, and I think that it's very helpful to all the public viewers that we have for this morning. And so, thank you for gracing Salida TV, Kapehan sa division. Looking forward to having you again for another episode maybe of Kapehan sa division. This would not be the last time, I guess. Okay, so thank you very much. I know that we are on the right track because we have great leaders like you. So stay COVID-free, be safe, more power to everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for an episode of Kapehan sa Division, a feature presentation of La Filipina National High School, Salida TV. We express our deepest gratitude to our dear principal, Dr. Jeffrey C. Villarosa, for his burning and undying support for Salida TV. This is Joanne Lanshola, your host for today, saying, ang wastong edukasyon ay pahalagahan sapagkat ito ang susi ng iyong kinabukasan. Maraming salamat po.
And now we will be hearing messages. President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Senator of the Philippines, Honorable Ronald Bato M. de la Rosa, and the Regional Director of the Department of Education, Region 11, Dr. Evelyn R. Fitalvero.